I said it many times, there is no bad weather, just bad clothing. It's actually a good phrase, I would say. Today is actually not bad. It's beautiful. I witnessed the sunrise, being out there, being out here in the wilds, the outdoors. Um, just how it is. And you hear the geese in the background. One of my friends has been listening to my podcast says, "Man, where are the geese? With your new microphone and noise reduction, all that stuff, and background noise reduction. Where are the geese? I miss the geese." Some people, they have music as a background, which is great. I could do that, maybe one day. But right now, the geese work. The geese they used to come here for a season, and then they would go south during the winter, and it has changed. They just stick around. Maybe they like Jersey so much. Who knows? So what am I gonna share today? You know what? I have no idea. I was just out on a hike. I had some things in my mind that I wanted to record, and maybe I'll still do that. But today, it was hard to get to this point. So basically, there's trails out here that you should go on, and I'm the kind of guy, let's say, that likes to explore. I like to make a path where there's no path. I like to go places where no man has gone before, like Star Trek, like Captain Kirk and Dr. Spock. So I like that. I like to venture out where obviously here there has been somebody here before. But makes me think of Lewis and Clark. They really had an exploration. If you don't know the story, they went west to try to see if there's a passage. Actually a waterway, a passage from east to west, west to east. And it was one of the greatest adventure that ever was made by man. Because the equipment they had, the time they had, how they did it, how little they knew of where they were going and what they would find. It was one of the greatest adventures. And I'm still amazed that, because I have books about it, I read it, I have documentaries about it, I've seen it, which is great. It's a great story. But there's no movie about it. So whoever listens to this, maybe somebody in Hollywood, or maybe not Hollywood, maybe somebody else who has a different view, to make a movie about this, authentic, how it actually, not just a good story, but actually, do the research, and not just based on a true story, but actually be as close to the original as possible. That would be a great movie. Great adventure movie, man. I mean, and it's a true story. So saying all of this, I like to venture out. So today, because there was rains, some of the places that you can not go to, and there's actually paths around that are, or trails that are marked that you should go on. And then there's actually, I found a way around the whole lake. There's actually no official path, no official trail. It's the Thomas Trail. Let's say that. My own trail. Carving out my own path, making my own path. And why do I share this? Because of the rains, normally the way I go was not possible. It was not possible. There's creeks, there's water, there's, the water finds its way, and there's certain places that are just flooded. So instead of getting wet, or not, in order not to get wet, I had to find a different path. And first, I'm pretty nimble. I'm pretty I'm still pretty fit. So I find, I love to walk around, jump around. I'm bouncy. I'm itchy. So but first of all, I couldn't find one. I tried this way, that way. I tried to go around this way, and I sank in somewhere, and I'm all muddy, and I had to, trail back to another place that I came first, and it was almost at the point that I was about to give up, and said, "Man, I have to turn back. I have to now go back the trail that I came from, which I don't like. I like to go forward, not backwards." And it has to do something with how we look at life. Like, it's good to circle back once in a while and just see what, where I came from. That's important. But if you spend too much time in your past and try to search for things, and sometimes we go on those trails like, I should have done, I could have done, or I should have done better. I should have, done this instead. I should have said this or not said this. And, those things are here that we can learn from, because you can't change the past. And so also I advise you not to circle back, just go back and actually find a place maybe that you haven't gone before. And I don't want to repeat myself because I already made an episode. I think the second one that I did, where it's like off trail. So that's not, I don't want to say the same thing over again. However, I found a way. So I got not wet. I got like, my jeans got a little wet. There was a little splash. I was able to save myself because sometimes, you stand at this place and you, if you have a little headway, you can just, go back and have some speed and then jump off and jump over the distance that you think you can make. And obviously, I can't make certain distances probably the same way when I was younger, but I still can do some. And so you have to find out. So I found out actually that I landed safely. I made it across and I found a new path. And so I want to encourage you. Sometimes maybe you get stuck. Sometimes you're in a place, man, I can't go further. There's no way. There's, the way that I've known is shut, or it's rained out, or it's washed out, or something's in the way. There's an obstacle. And listen, there's always going to be obstacles. Life has a way to throw stuff at us that we need to learn to maneuver through and find a new path. And you can do that because I just did that. And of course, this is now a natural way that I did it, but it also works you can apply that for any kind of scenario in our lives. Sometimes we're not in an easy spot, and sometimes it looks like the door is shut or the way is shut. But there's a way. There's a way. Maybe you need to just circle back and circle around. Maybe you need to look at it again and see, like, maybe what do I need to do? Like also was moving some logs around, just try to, use it as a bridge. Didn't work. Washed it away. So I eventually had to jump. And sometimes, man, you need to jump. I just heard from a friend that had to make a jump, like in her life, because of just sometimes it's a risk, sometimes it's a step of faith, sometimes we need to walk on the water. I didn't walk on the water today. I was glad that I was able to jump over the water. But sometimes even that is a thing. I don't even know where this is going, but I hope you're with me. If there's a challenge, embrace it. Don't run from it. Find a new path. Find a new way. That's all I have for you, I think. And so unless something else is coming up. So it's a beautiful day. Enjoy it. Face the challenges that are in front of you. Take one day at a time. Today, maybe you need to carve a new path. Make a new trail. You can do it. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And that's my perspective. Bye-bye.